Stadium 18 for Brewers games, and it is one of the crown jewels of baseball.
The oldest stadium in the big leagues, Fenway Park here in Boston. We're here on Lansdowne Street enjoying the gorgeous day it is outside of Fenway Park, ready for a great day of Brewers baseball.
This feels like one of the great street parties of baseball as well. What so many stadium districts have tried to create themselves, this just grew organically, just how cool the vibe is outside here at Fenway.
For sure.
Here at Fenway, and of course we have Carrie Marie on the journey.
Hey everybody.
Thank you so much for taking this particular one. It means so much.
You're welcome. I'm ready.
At least Boston fans know that Brewers fans are coming with Miller Lite here at the Bleacher Bar. And what makes this bar cool is the fact that you can actually go, when you go inside, you get a view of the field, though they close it off when the game happens. But otherwise, you can actually get a view of the field from the Bleacher Bar itself.
It's an interesting atmosphere, unlike any other stadium, because you have people selling programs on the street, not in the stadium. It's just generally a very different atmosphere from any other ballpark in the league.
This is such a cool and unusual vibe that is rare in Major League Baseball. It's right smack dab in the middle of the city. Because it's so old, the stuff that grew around it is organic. It's a party zone. It's awesome. Two more statues. Teddy Ballgame with a young fan. And Carl Yastrzemski at his last game.
Yeah, it's his grandson on the Giants. I think still on the Giants now, Mike Yastrzemski.
I'll never forget when Yaz caught Mike Yastrzemski's first pitch, or was it the reverse? One time when they honored Carl during a Giants-Red Sox game. That was so cool. They have some retired members here, obviously Big Papi all the way down to Teddy Ballgame down the road. But the fact they honor Babe Ruth, who won World Series with them before the Yankees bought him and became the most famous baseball player, maybe famous athlete in American history.
He played here. Well, like, what's
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is it still crazy?
Yeah, I guess, but kind of.
Boston has a history of championships, 8 of them. There was that little 86-year wait between the 1918 and 2004, but wow, did they make up for it. One of the traditions out here, Italian sausage to enjoy here at the street party before the stadium opens up. Yes, they serve lobster rolls here at Fenway Park. I ain't spending $38 on a lobster roll there. Hey kid,
Yep.
I got a surprise for you.
Okay.
We're sitting on the Green Monster.
Actually?
Hey,
let's go. Greatest day of my life.
Our anonymous friend was so generous getting us Monster tickets.
Thank you, anonymous friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've done a lot to expand the concourse this year because they are some of the smallest in baseball. But this particular area, they have definitely expanded. They've needed it. They've done a great job of working on this place. This is a definite cause worth donating to the Jimmy Fund, one of the first childhood cancer funds in America. Started way back by the Boston Braves before they moved to Milwaukee, and they asked the Red Sox to keep it going. They have, with some amazing things that they've done. Very worthy cause. And one of the original Milwaukee Brewers, Tommy Harper, along with George Boomer Scott. And he was traded for Cecil Cooper. I never realized this was the actual mascot. This is for Carl from Santos Chronicles. All the bobbleheads. It's the pesky pole. It is one of the shortest home run porches there is. And it's because it's named after Johnny Pesky, He had such a short target to hit home runs around that he made his game to focus getting short home runs right by this pole.
We're here at what was rated by Cameron Russo. Go check him out on YouTube, Instagram, all this stuff. He designs MLB jerseys, talks about those, and he does something called the cheap seat, where he goes to every MLB stadium looking for the worst seat in baseball. Fenway's worst seat, this one right here. You have no view of the pitcher's mound, first, second base, or home plate. I can take it and show the people what the view is here. This is what you're looking at from this seat. If we go wide angle here, that's kind of your general peripheral view as well. These are from the 30s or the 40s, one of the two decades. Not very comfortable to sit in, to say the least. Imagine, sitting here for 3 hours. If it goes to extras 3.5, imagine that. Tough.
But the cool part about this section is you are so close to the bullpens. The back and forth between the fans and the players sometimes, the relief pitchers who stay in these bullpens, is so hilarious. Because they talk and they trash talk. This red seat shows the power of the great Ted Williams, arguably the greatest left-handed hitter who ever lived.
Yeah, the farthest home run in Fenway history, right?
502 feet.
Holy moly.
And you can see the distance it is from home plate in this grand stadium to right here. The odds are going to be tough for us to be able to catch a home run all the way up here because there's this little light stanchion thing.
On Friday night?
I know.
You want me to go get you
A couple rows down, a William Contreras home run hit right about this section and smashed into the popcorn right about here, and it fell. All the popcorn fell. A couple of Red Sox fans lost all their popcorn because that's where the home run went. But they got to meet William after the game. That was awesome. I can't believe we're here. I cannot believe we're here. This is just like Yankee Stadium last year. I absolutely cannot believe we're at this historic spot catching the Brewers play. The fact we're continuing to do this tradition as a family, trying to get to all 30 stadiums. People build those traditions, make those memories with those you love. They will last with you forever, and they help you bond. They help you bond almost as much as anything else you can do. This is special stuff. Make the memories. The amount of times we've watched games on TV that happened here. World Series games. When I was growing up in the 80s, watching the game of the week in this place. And now we're here.
Yeah, I mean, think about the Yankees, Red Sox games, all the playoff games that have happened here. I mean, just the history that runs through this place, all the spark of baseball. Exactly. During COVID, this rooftop right here was actually set up as like an outdoor restaurant where people could watch the games right out here on the street, but on like the parking garage across the street from the stadium.
Nice. Another super historic spot.
Another pole.
It's not just a pole. It's the Fisk pole. 1975 World Series. This was where Carlton Fisk launched a 12th inning bomb to end one of the greatest games in the history of baseball. When they beat Cincinnati, that game to force a Game 7 in the 75 World Series. The Reds won that World Series 4-3, but that was the game that some will say saved baseball because it was on a downturn in America. Football had taken over as number one, and few people were paying attention to it. That game was one of the greatest games ever, and it brought fans back. Go Brewers!
Designated hitter number 24, William Contreras.
Willie!
Batting third, the left fielder number 22, Christian Yelich.
Billy! Woo! You see where the pesky pole is. You see how short that shot is, maybe 305 feet,
Batting
if that.
sixth, the catcher, number 3,
You
Reese
see just how
McGuire.
weird the outfield setup is. 380 to right field.
Batting
It's
seventh,
actually a
the
little
second
shorter of
baseman,
the
number
power
5,
alleys.
Vaughn
And then when you
Grissom.
get towards the center field wall, it goes out to 420. And then right along
the
here,
shortstop, number 70, David
the green
Hamilton.
monster. It's a short shot to hit the monster, but a
Batting
long
ninth, the
shot
center
to get
fielder, number
over.
40.
Veterans that are being honored today here, one day before Memorial Day.
Jarrell Johnson.
Let's go, Bryce Terrain! The tradition of baseball at Fenway Park is 2 foods, Fenway Franks and Italian sausages. Of course, knowing me, I had to go for the sausage. First hit of the game.
Go, Christian!
There you go, Christian! Bowers has a 7.74 OPS. As the kid said, he is a beast. Not highly beastly from there in that foul ball. Sadly, Bowers gets punched out. 2 runners on, squat to save for it. No score yet, going to the bottom of the first, which means it's sausage time. It's not my mom's. None are like my mom's. But this is one of the best Italian sausages I have had in a very long time. The flavor's fantastic, the right balance of peppers and onions. Just awesome. Just awesome. The Fenway Sun has another victim.
Yeah, Willie,
Hitter number 28, Carrie.
he lost the ball and he didn't even try to go for it. He just did there to make sure, because he was getting blinded.
It is hard with that sun today. Real hard. Fenway Park is 112 years old. These seats that we're sitting in have only been here maybe 20 years because the front wall, the 37-foot wall that we're sitting on, there was nothing behind it really but a street. Then they added these seats to give fans an incredible experience to be able to sit on this historic part of Fenway Park. Such a historic stadium. You were saying how cool it is that from up here you can see the action of the center fielder.
Yeah.
Just to see how he gets prepared for each pitch. Like right there. How he gets into his crouch and gets set for possibly fielding the ball in either direction. Another one of those, this time for Sal Frelick. So used to the Massachusetts Sunday Sun. Easy out for him. You can also see where most center fielders set their feet up. Blake's playing a little bit shallow.
No, that was there before the game.
I know, but there's those marks there have been set there for so long because so many center fielders plant their feet right there getting ready for play. That I've never seen before. Also, the amount of Brewers fans here.
Yeah, and it's not just here, but it's at our hotel, just at the Boston Common, all around the city, and then here, even on the Green Monster, as you can over there, you can see plenty of Brewers fans.
What I need to know is if Sal Frelick has eaten at Sal's Pizza, and how often he's eaten at Sal's Pizza. That put out, powered by Sal's Pizza. Italian sausage. One of the signature items here. How is it?
It's okay. I like the onions and peppers with it, and the bun is really good. Honestly, the sausage itself, what we make at home is better.
You are spoiled by my mom's sausage.
I'll be very honest. What we make at home is much better. His mom's Italian sausage recipe.
Like I said, it's not my mom's Italian sausage, but it's darn good. Almost the first run of the game here. And an errant throw Creates a triple for a Brady for the Red Sox. Milwaukee's in trouble. That shot was hit to the 420 mark in center field. If it's any other stadium in baseball or most other stadiums, that's a home run. Sacrifice fly caught by Sal Frelick gives Boston a 1-0 lead. There aren't many negatives to sitting up here in these spectacular Fenway seats on top of the Green Monster, but you just noticed one of them.
On the Green Monster, you have concessions on either end, but you're very limited in what you can get. Hot dogs, sausage,
soda, beer.
Yeah. So you just have a few items you can get when you're up here. Otherwise, you have to go back down where the restrooms are anyway. But when I was just down there, there's a lot of people down there. Like up here, you can get the hot dogs and sausages, but you have to go all the way down to get ice cream or, other things. So I was just noticing how crowded it was down there and how you can only go down there. There aren't like other, you have like only a couple places on the first floor where you can go to get something. You have to wait a while. And it has to be that way because of how historic this park is and how authentic they need to keep it for it to have that, old school, ballpark feel. It just comes with the territory, So it's just like, yeah, what I like, what I'd like to got in this or that, sure, but it's okay. We're happy to be here. But yeah, if you come to Fenway, just kind of, especially if you're with kids, like, just kind of just have a heads up about, maybe get here a little early, get your food a little early. If you're wanting specific things, you don't have to deal with too much hassle.
What she said.
This ballpark was built in 1912, so back then you could bring food, etc. The stadium wasn't nearly this big either. Like you could see all around the stadium those red seats up top. Those weren't there originally, right? So consider that as well. Like more people and more space needed that's just not there on this footprint.
And when he talks about being able to bring stuff to games, yes, you can bring some food items to Fenway and some food items to Major League Baseball games in general. But back in the day, you could bring your own beer. Back with Milwaukee Braves games in the 50s, they let fans bring in kegs of beer. They would get seats specifically for their keg of beer to watch the game. You can't do that today. I'm going to make a prediction on this pitch. He's jacking one right here. Not a jack, but a single that ties the game. Ha ha!
Let's go Brewers!
Let's go Brewers! Let's go Brewers! We're insufferable, I know. The wave has begun in the 5th inning. Isn't that kind of early, folks? We usually do that like the 7th or 8th. Now, the fans that really do the wave well are the University of Wisconsin football fans. They not only create a wave, they create a reverse wave, they create a slow-mo wave, and then they create 2 waves in opposite directions at one time during the game. I've never seen a fan base do that.
Christian Yelich!
Christian Yelich! Christian Yelich! Christian Yelich! Yeah, he can't hear us over the music. We'll need to do it later.
So I was just sitting here, and it's I think a valid point. Us and 30-something other thousand people are all sitting here and cheering on our teams. A whole bunch of grown men play a child's game. It's the same as football, basketball, etc., etc. It's the stupidest thing, but it's so fun, and it's awesome. Baseball, folks.
The reason this stadium has such weird angles in the outfield is because they built it in a way to fit the contour of the streets here in Boston. The fact that you have these weird angle streets that aren't on a grid, it means that when they built the stadium 112 years ago, they had to fit it to the streets, and they made it work that way with these strange angles of the outfield. But it's also what makes this place unique and so fun compared to most other stadiums. That 380-foot right field eating up fly balls that in some other stadiums would be home runs. Sal Frelick is having a day catching fly balls. Baseball games are perfect for kids dancing, especially on Sundays. Gloves are ready for William Contreras. He's up to the plate right now. He has the power to hit it this far. Instead, an easy out at first. But here dances the runner. 2 outs, but a runner on third. This is not good. What's going on here? They're not arguing over the best lobster place, I can tell you that. Oh boy. Somebody was saying something about someone's mom. And the crowd is now alive. I don't care if I ever get back for it. We'll root for the Brewers. Ba 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 ba. Roll out the barrel.
This is from Todd Rosiak on Twitter. Shout out to Todd Rosiak, great Brewers reporter from the Milwaukee Brewers Sentinel. He says, cooler heads prevail and nothing else transpires. Looking at the replay, Boston pitcher Chris Martin had something to say to Quentin Barry as he walked off the field. Barry responded, Martin turned and headed back toward him, and then it was on.
Sweet Caroline, bum bum bum. I've never seen so good, so good, so good, so good. Bum bum bum. And the Red Sox just took a 2-1 lead. Down 2-1, time for some ninth inning magic. That's not going to be easy, but the Brewers are 10-2 in the last 12 road games we've been to. Kid gets the baseball. After a throw from Boston center fielder. So cool. Last chance, kid. This is our last chance. Blake Perkins. Ooh. All the sadness. All the sadness. When in Rome, do what the Romans do. Oh, I love that dirty water. Boston, you're my home. The bad news, our Brewers lost. We're still 10 wins out of our last 13 road games. And the Brewers have won 2 out of 3 this series.
Yeah, but still, tough loss, tough to swallow.
The good news, this place is incredible. Everything we've read, everything we've seen, all the stories, this place has matched it up. What do you think?
Great stadium, for sure up there. Without a doubt, way up on the list.
Mommy, you've had a lot of road trips yourself. Tell us what you think.
It's awesome. It's a great time, great experience. Glad we got to come.
To me, the #1 road destination we have been to. PNC's got better views, but for everything, this beats it all. The history, the feel, the vibe of the fans. It just seeps what baseball has always been about and is about. It is a blast, absolute blast. If you can ever find a way to get to a game here, do it. For more of our incredible journeys on Sorcy Stories, what should people do?
Like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell. Ding, ding, ding. Linktree.com/Sorcy Stories for all of our social media. And, yeah, so long.
Sweet Caroline, bum bum bum.
That's good.
I can't leave here without buying actual Boston Red Sox red socks. Today's Red Sox game brought to you by an airline they would never fly, JetBlue.